Ejwarj'sh Jay Ouch. Edward had not been out of the engine shed for a long time. He was old, and the railway staff felt he needed a long rest. The other 5 Cheder engines were all bigger than Edward, and boasted about it. "So Topham won't let you out again. He wants big, strong, young engines, like us." Edward had been glad of a rest, but he missed pulling trains, and began to feel sad. Early one morning the firelighter came to the shed. He looked at Edward, who was awake. "Why are you so sad, Edward?" asked the firelighter. "Would you like to come out today?" "Yes, please," said Edward. So the firelighter lit Edward's fire and made lots of steam. Charlie and Sid were pleased when they arrived from work. "Come along, Edward," said Charlie. "You can help Thomas shunt in the yard." Most of the other engines were cross at being left behind, but Gordon was still boasting. "You just wait and watch for me, little Edward," he said as Edward puffed out of the shed, "as I rush out of the terminus with the express. That will be a splendid sight for you." Edward chuckled as he made his way to the yard. Thomas didn't like shunting. He found it boring. Edward didn't. He had fun playing with trucks. He would go up to them quietly, and when the shunter fastened the coupling, he would give them a sharp pull. "Oh!" they would cry. "Whatever is happening?" Then Edward would stop and the silly trucks would bump into each other. Others he would push until they were running nicely, and when they weren't expecting it, he would stop and 1 or 2 trucks would run onto the other line. Soon Edward stopped in the siding to refuel. Presently he heard a whistle. It was Gordon's. Edward looked at the big station throat. Gordon came puffing out. Slowly. He was cross. Instead of smart, shining coaches, he was pulling a train of dirty trucks. "A goods train, a goods train, a goods train," he grumbled. "Oh, the shame of it." Edward chuckled as Gordon crawled out of the big station, his trucks clattering and banging behind him. Soon Edward went to arrange more trucks, while Thomas took his turn at the coal merchant's siding. Then a porter came. "Gordon can't get up the hill," she called to Charlie. "Will you take Edward and push him, please?" Thomas watched enviously as Edward left the yard and puffed out onto the main line. Edward and his crew found Gordon halfway up the hill. He was very cross. "You're not even trying," his driver told him severely. "I can't do it," said Gordon. "The silly trucks hold an engine back. If they were coaches, that would be a different story." Charlie came up. "I've brought Edward along to push." "No use at all," said Gordon. "You wait and see," replied Charlie. They brought the goods train back to the bottom of the hill where the line was more level. Edward buffered up to Dancehall, the brake van. "Do your best, Edward," said Dancehall. "I can't stand Gordon's grumbling any more." Edward whistled. "I'm ready." Gordon whistled back. "No good." They pulled and pushed as hard as they could. "I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it," puffed Gordon. "I will do it. I will do it. I will do it," puffed Edward. Edward pushed with all his might. And almost before he realized it, Gordon found himself at the top of the hill. "I've done it! I've done it!" Gordon said proudly. He forgot all about Edward. He forgot all about the guard. He ran down the hill and carried on along the line. Edward was left out of breath and far behind. He ran on to the next station. Charlie and Sid told him how pleased they were with him. Sid gave him a nice long drink of the water column. "I'll get out my paint tonight," said Charlie, "and give you a beautiful new coat. Then you'll be the smartest engine in the shed."